Yo, 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 yo. We are the Otherwise Wise Guys. It's your boy Uchay. I got my boy
QDeezy for Sheezy. It's way too easy. AKA the Widow's Peak Bandeezy. AKA Michael Gordon. AKA Daddy Longleg. What's up?
Hey, we don't listen. I don't vouch for none of those shit, none of those nicknames, especially that last one. Would you say Daddy Longlegs, fam?
Yeah, hey, man, in the streets, dog.
Isn't that an insect that got stepped on a lot?
Nah, Daddy Longlegs. Remember, Daddy Longlegs was the granddaddy. Like they be walking all tall. Hey man. Hey, put some respect on Daddy Longlegs, dog.
Oh, I'm not doing that. But anyway, this is episode 106. Shout out to everybody for rocking with us and really like getting us to the point we're at right now. You guys, you mean a lot to us, man. Especially y'all that have been proposing topics too. Trust me, like we put out these polls on Instagram and y'all be showing up. Now, unfortunately, none of the topics that y'all propose are going to make this show because we already had some burning ones. Plus, we got a guest. He goes by the name of Vince Heartbreak. Say what's up, bro.
What's up, everybody, man? Thank y'all for having me on the show.
For sure, man.
Of course, man. I'm glad you reached out and we could connect and we could really figure out like how to have this convo with you. And really what we want to do is like get some of your background, talk about some of your music, your style, where you're going, and then we want you to come into our world, engage with us on a couple of these topics that we got going on. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect. I got you. Well,
yeah, give us some ill-advised thoughts, not thoughts. Not thoughts. We didn't say thoughts. Thoughts.
Ill-advised thoughts.
Thoughts.
Thoughts. Because listen, I know how this goes, man. When you become a big rapper and you become so influential, the ill-advised thoughties, they start lingering around. What you got going on. It's important to stay away from them as much as possible.
I got thought spray. I'm gonna drop some new words called thought spray.
Thought spray. Thought spray. Thought repellent.
Thought repellent. But yeah, I'm Vince Heartbreak, as you guys know. I make music. I just dropped my debut album, Vince Who. Kind of makes sense because who the hell am I? Got to get people to let them know. But I come from Detroit. Got a very, very interesting background. Come from a very, very wealthy and well-known family, as you guys know. Lindsey Hunter is my pops, ex-Detroit Piston player. And, I'm just trying to make the best of what I got.
I hear that, sir. I hear that. Like we talking about this a little bit offline. How sometimes people with like families that are like well-known, they have kids and sometimes the kids, they make something of themselves and sometimes they stray off completely and they're like, I don't want nothing to do with, my family and their legacy. Michael Jordan's kids, right? It's a bunch of examples. And so like, it's important that you find your own lane. That's all. Like at the end of the day, you make sure you do what you want to be doing. So
I think that's what it's about, especially all my NBA, NFL, famous kids. Make sure y'all don't leech on from your parents. Find your own lane. It's not that hard. Just find your own lane. That's the biggest thing I can say to them type kids, because I came from that. Like, I used to struggle going to places and be like, oh man, that's Lindsey Hunter's son. Took me 3 years to come up with my own name, to where I think I had someone call my family like, your son's Vince Heartbreak. That actually made my day right there. When my mom hit me,
that's dope.
Little white kid DM me on Facebook.
That's dope.
Yo,
hey,
talk about that.
Shout out Lindsey Hunter though. Hey, shout out Lindsey Hunter. Defensive stopper for Detroit Pistons champion.
Two-time NBA champion.
Two-time NBA champion, man. Like
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Shout out my man.
Yo, was Lindsey? Hey, can we hold on real quick? Was Lindsey Hunter like? I know he was his defensive prowess was incredible. And I believe he had a nice little spot up jump shot, here and there. Like, he wasn't like an incredible scorer, if I'm not mistaken, but like, is he just a more polished and way better version of like a Patrick Beverly? Like somebody who's valuable on a team. They bring the roster so much character and defensive. Like, am I off with that comparison? Like, how would you see your dad?
I don't think so. I remember I think last year we were sitting down watching the game and I told him, I said, Patrick Beverly is you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he
see
that crap. So I'm like, nah, he ain't doing it like me because a lot of people know my dad's background and he averaged 30 points in his last year. He averaged 30 his senior year in college, 28 his junior year. He's the only player to ever give Kansas 49 points at the Maui Invitation, which is back in the day. But, he got to the NBA, and I think this speaks a testament to my dad's work ethic because I never want to take anything away from my dad's work ethic or his career because, he worked his ass off. He got to the NBA as a scorer and had to find his role, which I think is really powerful because that's about life. Life is trying to fit in, get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? If I'm on the Lakers and they got Kobe Bryant and Shaq, you think I'm finna come in there thinking I'm about to take all the shots? Or am I going to find my way to get my money?
Yeah. Right.
But
that's real. That's real.
But I feel like he was definitely a valuable piece to every team. Because you know what I'm saying?
His work ethic, man.
Mm-hmm.
His work ethic and his defense. A lot of people back then didn't want to put that effort in defense. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do the small things that people don't want to do. And now in the NBA, they're paying people for effort. You get paid. Look at
that's true.
What was the dude? Montrezl Harrell.
Yep.
All the Reed. These guys are effort guys. Effort.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Effort has become a talent. Like they evaluate. Oh, look at his jump shot. Look at his form. Oh, look at his effort though.
He's trying so hard.
He's a franchise guy. We might want to give him the max. Look at his effort though.
You're up becoming a basketball player. I would be busting my ass trying to do as much stuff as I can do with effort.
So is effort a skill?
Yes, effort is a skill. It's a skill.
Effort is a skill.
I've always felt that way, by the way. I've always
remember we had that discussion where it's like effort's a skill. I don't think it's a skill.
That for years.
I think it's something that you can learn.
But think about this. Think about people. It's an insult. The young kids now, when someone's going too hard, you're a try hard. What?
I know. What? Kids used to make fun of everything, right?
So I'm not supposed to go hard.
Hey, you tried too hard.
You doing too much.
Hey man, you got remember back in the day. Hey man, he got straight A's, dog. Like he's whack.
No, it's easy to try hard.
Yo, kids be making fun of the dumbest shit, man. It's
I
backwards.
Can you believe it? I got made fun of in my Widow's Peak. That's why I call myself Widow's Peak Bandit. It was like, man, he got a Widow's Peak. I cut it off. They're like, hey man, he tried to cut off his Widow's Peak. I was like, yo, I can't win.
That's funny.
Facts. This is true stories. These was like 14-year-olds, so they knew better. But
that's wild.
I used to get made fun of when I was in high school for it because I grew up. My dad played in the NBA, so I used to have my dad had to deal with Nike, so I had every Jordan, every shoe. I still got my Nike Connect to this day, but I used to get made fun of for wearing new shoes. Think about how stupid that is.
That's stupid.
Wait, what would they say?
That's to do with all the new shoes all the time.
Give me the one thing they were saying.
This one white kid named Paul. His name is Paul. I hope he watches this because I think he follows me on Instagram. I reposted. He's gonna see this. He used to make fun of me and tell me, man, you're not black enough. You always got new stuff on."
Dog.
I used to go home to my mom. I used to be like, "Mom, can you take me to Gap? Can you take me to go get some Vans? I don't want to wear those new Jordans."
You wanted to fit in. He was making you feel bad for sticking out, right? That's crazy.
Could you scuff these shoes up a little bit? Like you over here trying to mow the lawn with the shoes so they can look dirty.
Running back dirty much. Crazy.
Oh my god.
Kids are smart though. They make fun of the people that got it, so they don't got it. So they're like, yo, hey, I'm gonna flip it.
Yeah, exactly.
Reverse psychology right there. You know what I mean?
That's all it is, man. Hey, listen. Hey, shout out to listen. If y'all are watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, Dream Vision Network. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button. I already know this is gonna be a dope episode.
Hey, let's be real though. Which
what's
real
up?
quick, let's be real. I made fun of I made fun of kids that had Lunchables. I was like, oh yeah. Your parents actually packed your lunch. you got a great family. They packed your lunch for you. You got Lunchables.
Yo, hey, I tried to make for real, I tried to make fun of people. There was at one point in me, it was probably like sophomore year in high school, where I was really hating on people with cars, like other students. So I would try to like I would try to cop a man, you ain't taking the bus. Like everything happens on the bus. You missing out. Like I'm hollering at girls like that. I'm trying to make it sound cool that I'm on the bus. Meanwhile, they got a whole
cars. Yep.
Like, come on, man.
Reverse psychology is a hell of a
meanwhile,
drug.
I was just really hating. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Reverse psychology is a hell of a drug.
It is. Vince, so what kind of talk to the people, man? What kind of music do you make? I know you just dropped a new project called Vince Who. What can the people expect from that? Not only on that project, but then also just like where you're moving in the near future.
So, my music, I like to say, I make like emotional rap. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it emotional, I'm very in touch with my emotions, especially, as a black man in America. I feel like we're taught to not be in touch with our emotions, tough it out. You know what I'm saying? Especially some of the impoverished areas. That's definitely what it is. You be tough about it. So I like make emotional music. Like, for example, my album Vince Who, it's just basically you get to know me as a person. Like, I talk about growing up as an NBA kid. I talk about some of my struggles. I talk about being happy. I talk about some drug abuse. I talk about some of the stuff I struggle with. Like, it's a lot you can expect on an album. But I will say this. My upcoming projects and upcoming singles are going to be very, very, very positive. Because I wrote this album I wrote this album 2 years ago. At the time I wrote this album, I was actually homeless. I was living in my 2002 Ford Edge, going from McDonald's parking lot to McDonald's parking lot to church. My phone ain't had no service on it, so I'm going to McDonald's using no Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Downloading my beats, hitting up my producers, getting kicked out by the managers. You got to leave. You're not buying anything. You would think someone standing in McDonald's parking lot, you think the person would be like, I understand. But
right. No, right?
Yeah, you got to either buy something or you got to
either buy $1 fries or you got to get out of here.
Vince was over here asking, listen, can I just buy one fry? Not like an order of fries. Let me buy one fry.
I'm telling you. Because one thing I really value about myself is like, sometimes it hurts me because I never want to ask for help. Like I want to. That's kind of what made me my own person, because it could be so easy to go to my parents or go to some connects or go to my uncles. Hey, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, because I know for a fact they'll give it to me. But is that really? Are you going to respect it as much as if it's given to you, or if you go earn it? That's the way I look at it. So I really struggle. Like I grew up spoon fed, so I had to. In order to relate to people, in order to be able to inspire people, I feel like I had to go through the struggle.
So you're saying that you willingly like put yourself in those situations, or just like life circumstances kind of like made it happen?
But like a lot of stuff, like life happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for example, I went not very smart move. I didn't know what credit was until I was 22 years old. That's what happens when you grow up in a rich family, because you just think money grows on trees. So I go to the car dealership to go buy my first car, like not under my name, and I go buy a brand new Camaro, retail 55,000 SS, custom everything, and I'm like, man, my credit score is 725. I'm like, sheesh, they talking about you can pay $500 and walk out here with this car. I'm like, this doesn't make no sense. Yeah, I'm like, well, okay.
That's funny as shit. That's the game. That's the game. They want you to sign. Hey, just sign on that paper real quick. You see that little? Here's the pen.
Exactly.
Go ahead and sign it real quick.
Because they're getting money from fees. If you can pay half of, that's the crazy thing. I always found this crazy. You could pay half a car off, but if you miss 2 payments, that car is theirs.
Oh yeah.
And the money that they took from you is theirs also. So unless you pay off that full car, they can always take it away with your money. So it's just kind of.
I had that car for 5 months. Then once I realized, oh my God, I got to pay this for fucking 36 months. Start falling behind on payments. Woke up one day, I ain't never experienced a car getting repoed. Where's my car? So I go to the police station. Man, somebody stole my car. You know what the police officer told me at the center behind the desk? She said, sir, have you missed any payments? I said, oh, hell yes. So you need to call your company, make sure your car's not repoed. Fair enough. Car gone. Like, thank God I've recovered from that, but it's just like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, put yourself in bad position. There's no way in hell I should have got a Camaro. I should have got me a nice little beater car, drive it around, give me the point A to point B.
Yeah.
But that's
now
not,
you got a different. I was my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just thinking like you have a different upbringing, than probably majority of people. But the story about you being homeless, like I would say that's one that I've heard a lot of rappers, artists talk about, right? Obviously, everybody's circumstances is different. I've heard people like Tory Lanez say, yo, I used to be homeless. I've heard Lizzo say, yo, I used to be home living in my car. Like, honestly, the list goes on.
Michael B. Jordan said he got so used to his cards declining. Like, he'll go to dinner and be like, oh, yeah, it declined. Oh, well. Like, now you go from that to millions. I mean, I think that hustling mentality works for everybody.
And
that's what I was getting at. Yep, exactly.
I feel like it really humbles you. Like, I'm a man of faith. I believe in God. I want to say I'm a Christian. I want to say I don't believe in religion. I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that like the wages for being humble are riches, which is crazy to me. So like technically, if you're a humble person, I don't want to say if you're just humble out here because you might not become rich. You never, you know what I'm saying? You might never become. But if you're a humble person, there's a good chance you're going to get a lot of fruits of the earth. It's when the arrogance, because the arrogance put me in the humble situation. Like I see it because that's when I first started rapping. I'm like, you know what? I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I know this dude. I know this guy. Like I used to really look at myself like I'm at the same level as all the people I know. It's like, humble yourself. What the hell did you do to put yourself in? Like who really got you to know them people?
Wise words, man. That's that self-awareness. Now that's real, man.
Somebody got to tell these words to Lil Pump. He has to hear it.
Yo, can we DM him right now? Like, do you think he'll respond and see it?
Of course he's not.
Hey, y'all ever watch Hawaii 5-0?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
And so you know the blonde girl, right? The older lady. Tell me why she watches my Instagram stories all the time.
That's so random.
Random hell. I woke up. I rode over and looked at my girl. I said, "She's watching my stories again."
That's funny as hell.
So random.
Here's the crazy part.
That's so funny.
I do distributions to United Masters. I probably get about 150 streams a week in Hawaii. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, are you listening to my music?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She might be, man. You never know.
Hey, this world you can never guess. But speaking of your music, man, like I like Dark. That was a joint that stood out to me as like great. Like what went into like making that song in particular?
I wrote that song in, I want to say, this park in Plymouth, Michigan, where I'm from. And at the time, I was sitting in my car, and my guy Euro, who made that beat, and I got to shout out all my producers on that album. All my producers.
The productions is fantastic on that album. I have to tell
incredible.
you.
Incredible.
Producing, and you wouldn't even believe all those like I got the little plaque behind me, or where's that right here? But all my producers are all like from ages 13 to 16. They're all kids. Like I'm a firm believer in the youth, because the youth is the next movement. Like, for example, I'll have a producer hit me up or something, like an older guy, probably someone my age. Yeah, I got a beat for you. I said, look, if your beat's not adding up with my young dogs, there's nothing I can do with you, and I'm definitely not going to pay you for that.
Right.
But the song Dark, I wrote that in a park. I was staying in my 2002 Ford Edge at the time. I had put cardboard up in the windows when I would go to sleep at night, so people couldn't see. You know what I'm saying? You had kind of have some privacy. And I was really just in a very, very dark place. Like, there's a line that really stands out to me. Like, I never asked anyone for help. I had to do this shit all by myself. I got some Grammys sitting on my shelf, which I really believe. Like, and I'm speaking like I think I got over 1,000, 1,500 songs, like in the tuck. because I'm a firm believer in work your ass off before you go to the show. My dad used to always tell me it's different when that popcorn gets to popping. If you ain't put that work in when nobody's watching, when it's time for someone to watch, you're gonna screw yourself. You're gonna screw yourself. But that song, I was really in a dark place, man. Like, and I was trying to get out. Like, I was just trying to like just level up and just trying to get like to a better mental place. Like, I remember I was asking like people who really didn't give like two shits about me, like people I used to take to Pistons game when I was a kid. Like, hey bro, can I come crash with you for like a few days? Dudes are telling me no. Like, which I get it. You don't owe me nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't owe me nothing. But I feel like, dude, I didn't took you to meet all these people. I took you to give, and you can't even help me out in the littles. Like, I'm sleeping in my car. I'm waking up in the middle of the night, opening my door, taking a piss outside. You know what I'm saying? So that song really came from like that. My whole album is all like straight emotions.
That's a fact. And I think even more like, so for me, the song that stood out, there's a couple joints I rocked with, one like for sure more so than others, but one that like really stuck out, I believe it might have been the last song on the album, The Lost at Sea.
Oh yeah, that was
that one was like, that was different. Like it was like it had a lot of depth to it. You spoke about a lot of shit, like, you know, you spoke about like your grandfather, I think, passing or something like that, how that like really fucked you up, you know. So like talk about how like, and I could feel this from the music, but I guess now that I'm hearing you kind of confirm all of this, it sounds like your music is like a legitimate reflection of the emotions you're going through. Like talk about like how you're able to like come up with the ideas and like actually have it translate to music. Because I think for most people that might sound very simple, but that's hard for people to do.
Yeah.
To connect those dots.
Well, to be honest with you, like I used to play professional basketball. I didn't even tell you guys that. I played 3 years overseas. I played in China, Germany, Nova Scotia, and I want to say my last stop was China. And I turned down did 3 years, and I had a deal to go play for my uncle Allen Houston with the Westchester Knicks. They was gonna add me on a tier 3 contract, and hopefully I could work my way up to a 2-way. But I turned it down. And when I turned it down, like I lost a lot of people. Like a lot of people I lost. Like I lost so many people. Like they just looked at me like, what are you doing? Like, for example, my baby mama's people's like, my baby mama, respect to her, but like a lot of people got with me for the wrong reason. Like I was a meal ticket to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's Lindsey Hunter's son. He's gonna be just like him. So I stopped hooping, and I started making music. And the best way I can make music is just like being real. Like I never had, and I'm sure you guys probably got this growing up in the black families. You guys never really got to really speak your mind. You can't speak your mind. I can't speak my mind to your parents. Can't do that. I love my dad,
no, yeah, I get that.
Not at all.
Who the hell are you talking to?
Hell yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, lost
My parents, my parents is Nigerian too.
Me too.
Quincy's too. Like we Nigerian with it, so like it's a different. It's probably a little bit more OD with it. Like there's no emotion. Like don't come to me with anything that you got problems with. Just go pray about it and deal with it.
Exactly. I had a Nigerian partner, man. He used to come home, bro, talking crazy. Like, man, I can't say nothing to my parents. I can't say nothing. I'm like, dude, just talk to them. And I didn't get it because, culture difference is really like, there's really different culture. Like, it's a different level of respect.
Oh, yeah.
I think I had it bad. I used to hear some stuff he tell me. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Are you serious?
You're like, they said what to you? My God.
They said they disown you for saying you don't feel like eating rice today?
Wait, they said they will kill you for not turning your light off in your room?
Yeah.
Damn.
Come on, man. I already know. I already know what you would do.
Oh, man.
But I wrote that Lost at Sea song. I was still homeless, and I was bouncing from crib to crib. I was staying with one of my partners at his father's basement, and I made the decision to go back home. Me and my family, we ain't got the best relationship. I love my mom and dad to death. I speak with nothing but respect about them, especially when I'm doing interviews and stuff. But we don't got the best relationship. So, I made the decision to come back home. and I had been home in 5 years. Like hadn't been home with my parents. And I wrote that song the last day I stayed at his house, and I recorded in his garage. I engineered it myself and stuff off my computer. And I just felt like at the time, man, I was lost, especially in my mind. And I was really, I was heavy on drug usage. Like people don't know, during basketball, like I broke my foot. I got both my elbows broken. I didn't broke my ankle multiple times, and I've had multiple surgeries. And they were putting me on hella medication. Like I was at Cincinnati State Junior College. I'd overdosed off of ibuprofen. People that they was giving me 600 milligrams of ibuprofen, and I would pop 3 before the game, pop 2 more before tip off, hoop, halftime, pop another 3. Then after that, I'm popping more. So this specific night, I had end up I was sick, so I took some NyQuil, or the NyQuil that helps you recover when you're sick, and that has ibuprofen in it. So I woke up like seizing and foaming out my mouth. My girlfriend at the time, I'm in the hospital, but I wrote that song and I just felt like I was real lost. And then I lost my granddad a few years ago, and that just like really hurt. Like that hurt our family bad. Like my granddad was the one that kept everything together. Like he was the glue. My dad, that was his guy. So my dad, that hurt him pretty bad. We're actually in Vegas at my little brother's AU tournament. This is what makes you think about the important stuff. Life can go from being so good to so bad. I'm in Vegas running around, living. This is my first time in Vegas. My parents that took me. I'm 21. So I'm in there drinking. I'm trying to get me some ass. I'm doing it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there living. So I wake up because I was drunk, and my mom and dad didn't even know I was drunk as hell. So I just went to sleep. And I just wake up to my dad, like just punching the wall, my mom crying, my little sister crying. I'm like, I wake up out of a drunken stuff. I'm like, what's going on? My little brother's like, granddad didn't pass. And it messed up because, me and my dad, we weren't seeing eye to eye. And the last time I talked to my granddad was through a voicemail. I heard him on a voicemail. And he just told me, I know you and your dad ain't seeing eye to eye, but, you can do whatever you want to do. And I know you got it into you to be successful in whatever you want to go do. And like that to this day, that still hits me, man. Like it's the last words I heard from my granddad. I ain't seen him in a year, and he died from he was on dialysis. He died from kidney and liver failure. But I was lost, man. Like I think I got a line in that song that says, "Granddad, I'm on the way," because I really believe, like, man, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I heard that, and I heard. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know. Listen, I checked your music out before we spoke, and I when I hear stuff like that, man, it really makes me question, like, how real the music is. Like, is this real, or are we entertain it? Like, which one is it? Like,
real quick, Uch, I'm gonna cut you off real quick
because it depends on the artist. Like, I don't
And
know.
that's one of the topics too.
I'm gonna cut you off. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, that is one of the topics we're gonna talk about today, which is are these rappers and artists really sad out there? Like, we hear so much music on the internet, or I say internet like that. That's the old school saying, right? We hear so much music on these platforms and whatever. And these rappers talk about, taking drugs, being depressed, even though like they got money, not trusting friends, family. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is it really that bad for folks out here? And so, like, for hearing your story, and what you had to go through, and then hearing it in your music also, you're one of those people that can actually vouch for it, that some of these people are really going through this stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of sad people out here. Like, man, I could show you endless DMs. I got over 10 group chats with 30 plus of my supporters, which majority little kids. I speak positivity, send them verses of the day. Dude, I got on a weekly basis, I probably got about 5-6 kids trying to kill themselves a week. I can't.
I believe it.
Sending pictures of them holding handfuls of pills.
Yeah,
and it's
I
like,
believe it.
These are kids, man. These are kids.
Yeah.
I
believe it.
They haven't hit their lives yet. These are kids. And that's like my biggest message that I really try to put out there. It's like, man, everybody is heartbroken at some point in time in their life. But it's about what you're going to do with that heartbreak. Is you going to let it consume you, or is you going to let it use it? Like I always use the term, you either become the storm or you get stuck in the storm.
That's dope. That's
If you
actually
know,
a dope term.
a tornado go through a whole neighborhood and tear up houses, but the houses start spinning in the tornado and become the tornado. So what you
Mm,
gonna either beat a storm or you gonna get stuck in the storm. I'd
mm,
rather beat a storm.
mm. So in terms of like, I know you're hearing this music, and like it almost seems like some artists are straddling the line between like promoting drug use
Yeah.
and kind of like denouncing it. So like, how do you feel about the people that kind of come across like they're promoting it? Like for instance, Future, he got Mask Off, right? Percocet, Molly Percocet. It's kind of like a promotion of it. Like, do you feel like it's one of those things where like that works for him, so he's doing him? You shouldn't take him so literally.
And here's the thing, though, because my uncle's Uncle Spoon, he does security and a little management for Drake and Future. So I done been with Future, I done been with Drake, I done been with a lot of big time people like one on one. Future ain't taking them drugs like these white kids is taking these drugs. So that it gets to a point like Juice World, for example. I love Juice to death. That was my guy. It really inspired me, really kind of inspired me to the direction my career that I took.
Mhm.
But if you listen to Juice's music, you can tell that he was trying. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get off them drugs.
Mhm,
It's just the drugs
Right.
helped him cope.
Right.
mhm.
So it's hard to say for every single artist, but I just like because I sometimes you can hear my music and you could think I'm promoting drugs, but like I don't want to say I'm promoting it. I just say it's what I'm going through at the point in time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
it's a fine line though. It's a fine line because it goes from, as an artist, do you document your lifestyle, right? And if drugs is a part of that, is that you promoting drugs, or are you just documenting your lifestyle, right? Or is it you're legitimately promoting it, kind of like he was talking about? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like I saw an interview that Future did, and listen, you ain't gotta say nothing you don't want to say, but I saw an interview that Future did. I forget who it was with, and he said out of his mouth, "Oh yeah, like I don't be taking the drugs like it comes across, but I just kind of do it because I don't really know how to switch up my content. And like, this is what people want from me. They want to hear this type of shit from me. So I'm just going to keep doing it." When he said that, I ain't gonna lie, like I lost some respect because
yeah,
it's like, so you are acknowledging and willingly kind of like putting a message out there that's kind of destructive in a way, knowing good and damn well that you're not even living this lifestyle. Like, I can understand if you were living it, you could always say, "Oh, I'm living it." But to say I'm not living it and I'm still gonna promote it, that's where the balance in that and I
exactly.
would say like shit gets a little weird,
Because what
and I
about that
can't rock
kid?
with it.
What about the kid that's going through hell in their household and they turn on some Future and they go pop a Molly Percocet and overdose?
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Like
mhm.
it's a fine line. Like
But
and I,
but what it is, these rappers and these entertainers, and I don't want to keep it strictly to rap, but I'll just call them influencers. That's
Entertainers.
what
I mean,
I'll call it.
everybody.
Yeah, it's really just influences. Like a lot of them feel like they're not role models, and I agree with why they saying that, because as a parent, you kind of have to raise your own kids. Like, you gotta have to tell them like, yo, this world is a little fake. Like, don't take everything so literal. Like, use your own brain. So I feel them when they say it, but at the same time, there is some responsibility
I
that
mean, I
comes
think
with it. There
so.
is some.
This is such a good combo. I think that so it's like it's complicated, right? Because how did Future even get past the approval process, right? Like there's record labels that are backing this.
Bingo.
So
Ding,
like
ding, 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 ding.
they hear that, like, could you imagine they were in a meeting, right? They're like, okay, Future, play your new album for us. And they're hearing Percocet, Molly. Like, it just got through. Because I know there's certain things like in the industry that has not gotten through, right? Like there's certain types of songs that has been blocked.
yeah,
How did that, like, I mean, I bring up Future, I don't want to, like, because there's a whole bunch of artists, right?
yeah,
Machine Gun Kelly does it also. But I just felt like Percocet, Molly Percocet was so blatant.
yeah. That was a
I've
hit.
never seen it so blatant. And it was a hit.
That was
Mask
a
Off.
hit. You got
It
every
was so
Molly
blatant.
Percocet.
It was so blatantly said out there. And I was just kind of like, it's interesting because, you know, at one point I agree with Uch where you say that, yeah, like it's kind of sucks that you're trying to promote it, you're not really using it. But then at the same time, I'm like, are we supposed to take these rappers so literal? Like, we don't take movies literal. Like, we love Scarface. Like, Scarface was this big drug lord person, right? And people were like, yo, I want to be like Scarface. Like, I think it was a depiction of somebody. And people, you kind of just do what you want to do with the depiction.
Yeah.
I think Future is just depicting something and you do what you want to do with it.
I feel that. I feel that. And you know, listen, I made that point before too. Like I'm big,
which I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying I
no.
agree with that.
No, I'm with you because
You know
honestly,
what I mean?
like when I be having these combos with people, like I be making that exact point. Like movies, nobody really looks at the Terminator or any of these dudes or John Wick. That's a character. Like, but you know how many times you get referenced in songs? Be like, yo, I'm about to pull him out, I'm gonna shoot him up like John Wick. Like that's a thing. Like people know it's a movie, but I think that my issue, and it's not really an issue for real, but my observation is when specifically when it comes to rap and hip hop, for whatever reason, they supposed to be living the raps. Like whatever they say in the song has to be word. It has to be law written in stone. But if you look at every other genre, you look at country music, you look at R&B, you look at even pop music, bro, it's considered art. Ain't nobody like, yo, listen, Demi Lovato, you said this in this song, and we're gonna hold you to those. What? It's not that deep with these other genres, but with rap, it's like, nah, but it's real life. Why is that? That's kind of weird. Is that weird to y'all or not?
Yeah, it's just it is because why? Because people take rap music a lot. It's really serious.
Very serious. Very.
But
serious.
you go watch a movie, and it's like, oh, that was a good movie.
Exactly.
That's it.
You're like John Wick that shot 50 people. They're like, yo, oh man, it was so tastefully done. Like the way he shot the people, like, you know, it's such violence. I've heard people literally say, I like violent movies, like when somebody's getting their head ripped off, like that just gives me an adrenaline rush. I'm like, all right, well, rappers are talking about it, and it's just like, I don't know, maybe like just listening to something like makes it worse rather than seeing it. And I have no clue. I mean, I think personally, if you were to ask me, video games is out of all of them should be the most toxic.
Yeah,
because video games, you actually trying to shoot, like you actually trying to do. You're
part of this. You're part of the simulation. You're dictating what happens.
You're actually getting angry.
Yeah,
like think about Call of Duty. You're trying to shoot somebody. You're trying to shoot the person on the other side. So that has to do something with your head.
Do you guys remember a few years back when this guy went and tried to rob a bank, got caught, and they asked him, so like, how'd you come up with this? And this nigga said, yeah, I took it from Grand Theft Auto. Oh man.
Hey, listen, back in my Grand Theft Auto days, I've successfully robbed hella banks, but I never thought time that strategy would translate into real life. So
hey, look. They said, yo, why did you run out of Denny's? I got it from Sonic the Hedgehog, man. I just started running, dog. Like, but nah, yeah, that's crazy though. That's it's I think hip hop, I mean, I love that conversation because I'm just like, you know, it's surprisingly, I think the drug talk is actually going kind of down.
Yeah, no, I think
rappers,
I think it's shifting now to positive kind of like affirmation. I think the next few years we're gonna start seeing these negativity, all this stuff die out. Like, of course, it's still gonna be there, but I really think, like, what's the guy, NLE Chopper, which he still talks about that. He's really very controversial because that one album he dropped, From Dark to Light, was very positive.
It was.
Like that one song Bryson on there I was like, damn.
Dope.
And you get pulled over in Miami with Percocets and Xans and guns. So it's like, what image are we setting out here for these kids?
But then he'll also turn around the next day and promote his like healthy living shit. That shit he doing on.
You know what I'm saying? It's confused. You're confusing me. Make it make sense.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, you know, these guys, I mean, they're living 365 days a year, right? And it's like maybe 100 days you are clean, but like sometimes you're going to resort back to like your old self.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me, Like I should not be eating pizza. I got heartburn, like serious heartburn. I'm gonna eat a pizza every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they resort, but I agree. I mean, I think in Elite Chopper, I think the big thing about him is he kind of like brags, like, yo, I'm living this lifestyle that's healthy. Like, the braggers not really humble about it.
Yeah,
Necessarily. And then when you slip up, it's just like, yo, like, what is he saying? You was bragging. But I kind of want to talk about Juice World some more, which I'm sorry, I'm a
man.
Topics, but
I rock with Juice, so
and it kind of pertains to topic number 2, which is like, someone using rap flows, styles, if it's disrespectful or paying homage. So you mentioned that Juice World was somebody that you definitely look up to, somebody that helped, mold you to who you are as an artist. So do you feel like Juice WRLD gets the credit that he deserves? Because I feel like a lot of people, their music is influenced by Juice WRLD.
Yeah, I think, I want it, like it's kind of hard because, like, I give all credit to Juice WRLD. Like, he's the reason why I'm rapping. Like, a lot of my music, a lot of my flows, even when I start freestyling, a lot of those songs on my album, I didn't even tell you that, a lot of those are freestyles. It's probably
I
could tell.
I swear when I was listening to it, I was like, these are freestyles, dog. Like I could just tell. I swear.
You could tell.
But a lot of
that's only because, like, for real, me and Q, like we used to freestyle back and forth. Like, we know we hear a fucking freestyle.
Exactly.
Like, I know it. Like, I can just hear
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of those songs are freestyle because that's one thing when I started rapping, like, man, Juice WRLD can freestyle his ass off. So I got to be able to freestyle if I want to be successful. So I spent years learning how to freestyle, and I learned how to freestyle by memorizing people's songs. And that's how I got my freestyling skills. But it's kind of hard, like, because some people don't want to give credit where it's due. But it's like, do you got to look at Kobe Bryant to know that he copied Michael Jordan? Like, does Kobe Bryant got to say that for you to know? Or can you just look at him and be like, he's trying to be like MJ?
Well, but what if though that person is not familiar with MJ's skill set, so they might not know he got the influence from MJ. They might their MJ might be Kobe, and that's where it stops. Like, is it Kobe's responsibility to always walk around and say I was inspired by Jordan, or not?
I think so.
Well, that's where the paying homage part comes into play, right?
I think so. I think so. I mean, it's one of those things where, I think if you sound like Juice WRLD, or if you're trying to do his style, if you can do it tastefully, then like you can. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe Bryant, if not the best player in ever, he's like top 5. You know what I'm saying? Like top 6, top 7. Like he's highly successful because he did it so tastefully, and he did it. Yeah. And you can tell, like, repetition. I know we talked about that offline. You can tell, like, he just kept studying it. He kept trying to, like, okay, I'm gonna perfect it. Because at the end of the day, I think Juice WRLD, we used to talk about this all the time, Uch. Juice WRLD arguably was the most talented artist in the hip-hop game.
Bro, he was.
He was.
I used to say it.
A lot of
arguably.
Yeah, I will never forget. And I got Juice. I got a couple albums on the wall. I'm still fixing my wall. I got a couple albums that just meant a lot to me personally. And Goodbye and Good Riddance was so fire. Like, it was just, I will never forget. Like, Q, we was going out in DC. Believe we were going to Park. That's no ad for them or anything. But you showed me the song Lucid Dreams. You were like, yo, babe, I know this. I heard this song called Lucid Dreams, yo. This by this dude named Juice WRLD. I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Like, I wasn't even entertaining it. Like, what do you mean? Like, this guy named Juice WRLD. I listened and I was like blown away. And then I saw another song of his, the All Girls Are the Same, and I was bought in. Like, okay, I've never heard this consistent already. Just 2 songs, I'm blown away at the talent. And so, Juice WRLD was talented, and then also, like, bro, he was freestyling for an hour. Like, I don't understand. Like, in my brain, I cannot grasp how, as a human being, you can see someone freestyling for an hour and not say that is fucking amazing and incredible. Like, what do y'all think that's normal?
No.
Like, that's just weird to me how people are not like at all at that type of stuff. That's weird to me. But
and the funny thing is that he didn't. I feel like he didn't really tap into his rapping bag like that as much as he should have or could have. Like Juice WRLD was like, he could go toe to toe. Like when he had his like rapping voice and all that stuff, he can go toe to toe with like Chicago drill rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like he was that type of rapper. Like to me,
I rocked with his melody. I rock with his melody more though. Like let's be real. Like when he
of
was
course,
getting
his
singing bag. Like I don't care about the rapping shit. Like when he's doing the singing, none of that other stuff matters.
Of course,
for real.
Of course.
Go ahead, Vince. You about to say something?
Before I started like rapping, you know, I used to always pay homage to Juice WRLD, but I actually went and I reached out. I went to Juice WRLD's Instagram page. I went to his tag photos, and I seen everybody that was connected to him. So I reached out to every single person I found in his tag photos, and I met this guy called Hiley, who's till this day still really, really good guy. He's my guy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the artist Season. You guys ever heard of him? He has the song Spider-Man movie, the song High.
Yes, that's what I said. I heard of him. Yeah,
I never heard that joint.
I like that soundtrack, by the way.
You gotta go listen to that. But Season's my guy. Like that's my guy. Like when I first started making music, I dropped the EP that I took down called Heartbreaks in Hell, and I had the 999 on there. He sent me a DM, and mind you, this is the guy that I've seen at Rolling Loud on Juice WRLD. Like he actually had a relationship with Juice. Like this is the closest I'm gonna get to Juice since Juice is gone. So he sent me a DM, check me. Hey bro, what you putting 999 up there for? Check me. I said, oh shit. Let me take that motherfucker down. But you know, I reached out to Hiley. You know, anytime Hiley's in town, he'll come stay at my manager's spot. We'll go get dinner, we'll talk, and he'll play Juice WRLD recordings, show me unreleased Juice WRLD music. But I did as much as I can to be like, you know, I just want to show you guys like I respect Juice. Like I'm not trying to take his flow, take his style. I'm not one of those. I respect him because dude helped me through a lot of shit. To be honest with you, if I would have ran through Juice WRLD's music, I don't know if I'll still be here. Like a lot of people, it's a lot of people that can say that. That's the crazy part.
That's the impact. I mean, I know somebody in particular that said that. I know somebody in particular that said just that. I won't say the name, but I know.
And I love that you said that. Yeah, you don't have to say the name, but like I love that you said that because earlier you was talking about how you got young kids in your DMs who ultimately are going to be looking at you. You know, if you ascend to that stage, you know, and I would say don't even think that you got to even be Juice WRLD level. Like people, bro, there's people we're inspiring with the shit that we're doing. Like there's people in my DMs that's like, yo, man, I rock with you. Like keep it. You don't have to be a massive person to be inspirational and be impacting other people's lives. You know,
exactly.
So,
I mean, I think you know I know I'm gonna get off Juice WRLD real quick, but I mean, is he the youth's Pac?
Yes.
Is he like this generation's Pac? I know, bro.
G Herbo called him Biggie. G Herbo said he's this generation's Biggie, and I felt him.
I believe it.
I felt him. I was like, he's not lying. Like to for somebody to be so dynamic, rapping just from a talent standpoint. One thing people always rave about Biggie is just straight talent. Like how many people have come through and had the vocal stamina, the wordplay mixed with the double entendres, mixed with the delivery. Like bro had all elements checked out. He checked boxes in areas that your average person don't check. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, the thing is, you know, I will say this, Uch. Remember when I told you about Juice WRLD? What did I say? I said there's this dude named Juice WRLD that sounds identical to Lil Uzi Vert at the time. Because I didn't really like, you know, break down Juice WRLD's music. I didn't really break down the Slim. Like one thing I do, I'm a knock myself down for doing this because I do this a lot. Uch can vouch. I said Roddy Ricch sounds like Lil Durk. I said
it too.
I said Juice WRLD sound like Lil Uzi Vert. I said I couldn't really tell the difference. Designer sound like Future, but I was like, Designer still sounds like Future even after I did analyzation. But you know, like I do that a lot.
And
Am I tripping?
No. You're not. You're not tripping. And I'm glad you even brought that up because I want to keep having this comment. We can transition from Juice WRLD because the reason why I wanted to talk about like what is the balance between stealing flows and it being disrespectful and it paying homage is because recently Tory Lanez had a back and forth with Cassidy. I don't know if Vince you peeped or any of that.
I seen that. He was
but like
crazy to Cassidy.
He was talking crazy. But like if you know where this shit stemmed from, it's because Tory Lanez did a freestyle on Funk Flex, and Cassidy felt, and it was factual. Cassidy was like, "Yo, bro, like you stole my lines, you stole my whole swag, you stole everything." Like. But by the way, Tory's been accused of this before, so this is not some new shit. And so I was just wondering, like, is Cassidy tripping? Like, what should Tory Lanez have done more to pay homage? Because then Tory Lanez came out and said, "Yo, me stealing your flow and all that was paying homage."
Ooh,
like that's what he said.
I remember that too. He should have
said, "Yo, I'm paying homage."
Bar. He should have dropped a Cassidy bar. And he would have ended all this. If he just had a freestyle, he would have dropped the Cassidy bar. I gave him homage.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I agree. Because I mean,
a fine line,
I think
it's so touchy. Man. This is like
where Vince brought up something. I think it's really in the tone. A lot of times, I feel like Tory Lanez gets himself in trouble sometimes with his tone. You know what I'm saying? Like when he responded, it was kind of like Cassidy probably didn't like his tone. Like, yo, dog, like, you kind of being a little, it just comes across as disrespectful. I don't think it was disrespectful.
You should be grateful I even rapping on your beat. Didn't he say some stuff like that too?
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like your tone is like, yo, so Cassidy had the diss record, which by the way, I think Tory swag, I just feel like you can't beat him on a battle like that. That line where he said on the diss record where he said,
"I still you was in them,
you was in it." Nah, he said you was in them hotels. You was in them hotels of R. Kelly. We should flame you up. I was like,
oh yeah.
I was like, oh god. I was like, damn.
Yo, Q. Yo, Q.
He killed him with that ball. He killed him.
Yo, Q. Remember we had this. Sorry, not to deviate. I'm a digress just very briefly. Remember the last episode? We had that argument about how do you judge rap battles.
Beefs, yeah.
And I told you, like,
I was like,
who's more animated, who's more like swagged out, who can really just perform is usually the one who's going to win. Like, if you listen to Cassidy had the flows, he was rapping, he had all
Cassidy, he had punchlines.
He did what Royce did to me.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? And so anyway,
Tory hit him with a few lines, but it's just like, yo, that joint was like, woo. I was like, ouch. But then even on that song, right? Like to kind of move the conversation forward on that song that he dissed Cassidy, he sounded like Meek Mill.
He sounds just like Meek. Bro, he sounds just like Meek.
And then Meek Mill got mad at him.
The beat was like Meek. He was flowing like Meek. It's like, bruh, like, do you have your own? How you beefing with somebody else using somebody else's swag? That's just weird.
But
and then he had the audacity to say, "I still a nigga flow and what?
But
what?
Remember what I said last episode? He did it tastefully. If you do something tastefully, you can get away with it. He killed it. Like nobody's gonna say that he didn't kill it. Like that.
But hold on. But see, now I gotta get you. I'm playing devil's advocate now because we having a conversation. This is a very nuanced one. How do you judge what's tasteful and what's not? That's so subjective. Look, there's a dude named FBG GOAT right now, right? I think the FBG stands for Free Band Gang. I don't know I believe he's affiliated with Future. I believe. I just heard a new song called 17 Days, 17 Nights featuring Trippie Redd. And I said, bruh, this dude sounds exactly like Future. I've never heard anybody sound so identical to Future. Bro, I was like, yo, am I tripping? Like, is it Future featured on this? That's how bad it was. And it's like,
I gotta go listen to that when we get off the show.
Bro, go listen to that. There's another dude named Dusty Locaine who sounds just like Pop Smoke.
I love Dusty. That
sounds just like Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke. That one song rolled.
He sounds exactly like Pop Smoke, dog. Is that cool? Is that?
But then you hear the
what? Like,
You know, it's funny. Like they can't help it, right? You hear the voice, like Designer. I was like, yo, Designer sounds like Future, but then you hear his voice. That's just his natural voice. Like, remember the dude that sounded like Biggie back in the day? What's his name? Damn, Gorilla Black.
Yeah. Gorilla Black. Yep.
Gorilla Black sound identical like to Biggie, but he just happened to sound like Biggie.
There was a dude who sounded like Jay-Z. Remember, he was in Bird Gang with Jim Jones in there back in the like early Dipset days. Bro sounded exactly like Jay-Z, dog. Yo, Vince is looking at us like, I don't know what the fuck you niggas is talking about. Dog.
Hey, we gotta show him that too.
Marilyn Manson, man.
We gotta show him that too. Yeah, he was on Marilyn Manson. That's true.
Hey, Vince, who was sounding like Marilyn Manson? Come on. Who was sounding identical to Marilyn Manson?
I want to say
it was somebody.
Was stealing some stuff from Ozzy, bro.
Okay.
Who was? Oh, Marilyn Manson was stealing from Ozzy.
Yeah. Then I want to say this new guy, Young Blood.
Oh, Young Blood, yeah.
That's a present day Marilyn Manson. You guys ever heard of Young Blood?
I know Young
Blood. Hip. I'm not hip.
I know Young Blood. He's YU. He spells with a U.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I thought he was a rapper, actually.
Yeah, his name you would think, right?
Oh.
He makes rock music.
Because I've seen him. I was gonna say I've seen him featured on a couple songs, but then I'm like, I don't hear him. So I'm thinking maybe he's like.
Now you heard him, you just didn't think it was him.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he does like hip hop features.
Yeah, him and MGK like this. You know, he's a homosexual too. So yeah, he's gay.
Oh, wow.
He got in one of his songs. He says, my dad told me if I kiss a boy, I'm gonna end up dead. So I took my best friend to the shed and I fucked him. What?
Wow. Oh, so he's like that. Like he's a rebel too.
No, he's like daring with it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna check out a song because I've never heard this dude. I don't know.
I see it because I like I said, I really like MGK. So that's where I saw it. Is he's on.
You know, MGK is like, I want to say, you know, Young Blood wants to fuck MGK like that. He's if you go look at the pictures, he's hanging on MGK like he's a girl.
Jesus Christ, is that bad?
That's crazy.
Hey, you guys talk. I'm about to look up this guy, man, because this who the fuck is a Young Blood, bro? I never heard, dude.
Yeah, I've seen. Like I said, I seen it. I never knew. I see it. It says, featuring Young Blood, and I'm like, yo, I don't hear him. I believe he's on a song with KSI, right?
Yep.
KSI, Polo G, Young Blood. That's how I was like, yo. And I was waiting for him. I was like, I don't hear him.
You heard him. Didn't know it was him.
I just probably didn't know it was him. Exactly.
I see, dude. Wow. Okay.
Would you know that joint with Polo G? I love that song. Polo G, KSI.
I heard that.
Patience.
And you know, the video because Young Blood's gay.
Yeah,
you said check the music video out, or
yeah, you know, Polo G wouldn't be in the music video because of Young Blood. You gay.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, for real? That's what he said?
Yes, that's not what he said, but that's the underlying industry fact behind it.
Yikes.
No, I like it. But I finished 3rd place, and Vance had they had this thing where you submit some music, and you get a chance to make a song with Young Blood and perform live with him. And I finished 3rd place. I was 2 spots away from winning the competition.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's crazy. It's gonna happen one day. He's probably watching this. He's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm gonna reach out."
Word.
I've been Young Blood fan for a long time, and I didn't even know dude was gay. I knew dude was like in touch with his feminine side, but I didn't know he was gay until he came out with that song. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's gay.
Okay. Oh, wow. Hey, listen. I'm be honest. I don't even care nothing about sexuality. Just if your music is fire, your music is fire. Like I don't care.
Me neither.
I've gotten to that point.
The one thing I will say, I don't like what Lil Nas X is doing.
Speak on it. Real briefly before we move on to the next topic.
Using the gay agenda. I feel like with Tyler the Creator, and I was wrong about Tyler the Creator because I thought Tyler the Creator, I really didn't think he was gay. I thought he was using it to just get some publicity. I think Lil Nas X is using that gay agenda in the homosexual community. I think I shouldn't say homosexual, LGQPT. Is that right?
I know I had a problem saying that.
I believe it's LGBTQ plus or something like that. I think I got it right.
That community, because I feel like Lil Nas X is doing a lot. Like, and you can do whatever you want, but my thing is, why weren't you gay when before you blew up? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and defend him a little bit. I think, like just like Tyler the Creator, I think Tyler the Creator was figuring out his sexuality during his like album making process. Like he's still trying to figure it out, how to talk about it. I think Lil Nas X was still trying to figure out like how I'm gonna like, just like anybody would try to figure out like how am I gonna like Kanye. When Kanye first came out, he was trying to figure out how can I be a book bag rapper with Rockefeller. Like, I think Lil Nas X, I think Lil Nas X now thinks he's a savior for that community. He's like, I'm gonna be extra because the community don't got that right now. Yeah. So initially I was with you. I was like, man, there's something like he's a little gimmicky, but now I'm like, yo, this is actually a gimmicky. But I'm like, nowadays, I'm like, I actually look at him and I'm like, yo, this is actually really good for that community because you got somebody that's like a megastar who's not afraid to do it. I mean, his videos are a lot, man. Like, I'm a straight man.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch them.
I mean, it is because it's the reason it's hard a lot because it's actually like borderline porno, right? Like,
so bro, it's soft porn.
Even if it was girls and guys, like it is still like almost like porno, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, I think it's a. I was actually thinking about this on my drive from New York. I was like, yo, like he's actually doing a lot for that community. Like they're probably looking at him like super proud, like this is that community's like Biggie or Jay-Z or whatever. So
here's
I kind of
wait, hold on. Lil Nas X is not no community Jay-Z or Biggie. Let's knock that off. Listen, I can legitimately make an argument, and this has nothing to do with his sexuality, by the way. I don't think he's that talented.
I agree.
Nothing to do with.
I agree.
When have you heard a Lil Nas X song other than Old Town Road and maybe Panini? I don't know, man. Like there's just not that many songs where I'm just like, yo, damn, yo, like this guy's fire.
I don't like the joint he has with Jack Harlow.
Yeah, that one was tough.
That one's cool. It's cool.
I just don't think that I said this a lot. I just don't think he plays it safe. His videos are risky, but as an artist, he actually plays it safe. Like if you actually pay attention to the melodies, they're very simple. He doesn't really like. He's not as fearless as a musician.
I think he's not that good.
I think he's not that fearless.
He's not that good. Like, come on now. We ain't copping pleas. We ain't copping pleas for dudes' talents. Like if they got.
And I'm not trying to say he's. I'm not trying to say he's Biggie skill wise. Let me get that straight. I'm not trying to say skill wise. I'm trying to say like influential. Like in terms of like people look at him like, you know what I mean? Like I think what he's doing right now is going to be viewed big time a couple years from
Pioneer. It's going to be Pioneer.
Pioneer.
Listen. I wanted to clear that up because I wanted to make sure we're all speaking the same language here. Like I want people to hear that shit and be like, "Oh, the Q said he's their Biggie." Like,
yeah, thank you for this.
We're not doing that.
What I meant, like a pioneer for hip hop. I consider Biggie and Pac and all the people like pioneers.
But here's the only thing with him. Why tweet after this last song? I'm gonna go back to my hip hop agenda. I'm gonna go back to being a hip hop rapper. Y'all see that tweet, right?
No, I didn't.
I didn't see that.
Go look at that tweet we tweet. After this will be my last gay agenda stuff. I'm gonna go back to being a hip hop rapper. If I'm a homosexual, or if I'm a what is it, bisexual, whatever you call it, wouldn't you feel some type of way? Like, so you just used our community to get all these streams.
Hey, bruh. Yo, Vince, I like where you're going. You cooking right now. We listen. Q and I, we talk about this all the time. Like we talk about how like certain artists will use the clout that they started with. Like for example, Post Malone gets this a lot, right? Post Malone came up hip hop, right? White Iverson, Too Young, all the early joints that people knew him from, went hella pop and like stayed there, right? And people are like, bro, like, did you just use the hip hop community to catapult yourself? Basically, right? And then he comes back with a song called Motley Crue, which is just, it's like a bro, like that's
one of my favorite bands.
Bro, that shit is a banger. You ain't gonna get no argument for me. That's a banger. I'm just saying, it seems like a blatant attempt to me to really get back into the hip hop lane. But of course, him and his people are just gonna be like, well, he's versatile. He likes to make this music. He likes to do this. And I get that too.
That's funny. That's funny because guess what? What did I send you in the message, right? I said, is hip hop pimping genres? That was one of the topics I had. I said, is hip hop pimping Afro pop? Is hip hop did hip hop pimp reggae, or is hip hop being pimped?
I think it's the other way around. Hip hop is being pimped.
I think so.
I think
hip hop is being pimped.
I think hip hop from the 90s to 2000 to the 80s, even I think hip hop goes so far away from what it came from. I think hip hop's evolved to something. Because you hear Lil Uzi Vert, they say he's hip hop. I don't think Lil Uzi's hip hop. I think he's alternative. Juice WRLD.
I agree.
They said Juice WRLD hip hop.
I agree.
You guys said it's the melodies. That sound a little alternative to me.
I agree.
So, what is the definition of hip hop in 2021? Like, what is hip hop?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
If you're black, it's hip hop.
I'm glad you said that. Here's what I would say. Like, in my opinion, like hip hop started like the idea of hip hop was like, it was like conscious rap, and then it started becoming like a lifestyle. There was like a lifestyle associated with hip hop, right? Back in the day, they was beatboxing, they was doing they was breakdancing, like all of those different things were part of the hip hop culture. Like there was certain things that people were doing. The lines are getting so blurred now. Dudes is dressing like rock stars. They're incorporating rock elements into the music. Of course they rap, but if you sing and rap, how is that rapping? And that's what these old heads will try to say. Bro, he's singing. That's not rap. Are they wrong, or is the genre just evolving? Like
it's like anything. Everything changes with time. I think in 20, 30 years, hip hop's gonna sound like nothing we ever thought it would sound like. Of course. You go to the hip hop charts on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Billboards. Every single song sounds totally different. There's no common theme in each song. You go to country, it's a common theme. You go to rock, it's a common theme.
I agree. And I think you know, here's my theory. I think hip hop is viewed as like the entry level genre. So like if you're trying to get into music, hip hop, yeah, you're just a hip hop artist. But then once you can show that you can do other things, oh, well, you know what? They graduated from hip hop. They're pop artists. Oh, they graduated from hip hop. They're alternative artists now. You have to graduate from hip hop. And I feel like that's what Post Malone did. Post Malone started out as hip hop. Then once he proved that he can make successful pop music, they now put him in the pop lane. I think hip hop is just kind of like, that's why I think hip hop is being pimped. I think hip hop is just kind of like, you know, looked at as just kind of like, I think they look at it as low. And by people, I mean like executives and like higher ups. They look at it as low. Yeah. And so they don't really got the time to actually listen to like Lil Uzi Vert. They just like, you know, he's black. he has like a little 808 on his beat. That guy, that's hip hop. But it's like you're not even actually taking the time to actually listen because he may not move the needle like a Taylor Swift does. Because think about it, like Taylor Swift dropped with Kendrick Lamar. I mean, you know, he got Bad Blood. Yep. Bad Blood. That's a hip hop song. She was just on the hook.
I think what you're saying is like what you're talking about is the production elements. Like
no,
the production was very hip hop-esque.
Listen to me.
It was
on that song.
He was on that thing like
Taylor Swift Taylor Swift was only on the hook. Kendrick was rapping throughout that song. That's a pop song. They say it's pop. Like, so I don't know. That's it. That's
because that was her song, right? Was it not?
So
but like you said, it goes both ways, right? The same reason why a Tyler the Creator can put out an album called Igor, which had like 20% rap on it, if you're being real.
Yeah,
they consider that for the rap genre because he's black and he raps. It's the same shit that they do to white people like Taylor Swift. She's a white person. She makes pop music. We don't give a fuck what the production sound like. We're considering this shit pop. Like, fuck
so so then it actually has it's equally racist,
discriminatory.
white people getting stereotyped, black people getting stereotyped, even Spanish people getting stereotyped. Like reggaeton, everything is reggaeton.
As soon as somebody's speaking on if you hear anybody speaking Spanish, oh, this is reggaeton, bro. They could be doing country. You ever heard a country song that was somebody speaking Spanish? Country rap, a Spanish country song. You heard that before? They gonna consider that shit reggaeton.
My man, Bad Bunny raps. They be having trap beats. They like reggaeton genre. Okay, but I kind of go to the next topic. I guess is rappers who changed the game but never blew up. This is a topic that I came up with because the reason I said that was because I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, like, there's flows that are out there like by Ace Hood that I feel like Ace Hood created that he never blew up, but other people got to capitalize off that flow.
Ace Hood fucked himself when he wore that fake Rolex.
That's true. That's right. Fell out. Hey, we can't rock with you, Ace Hood, no more.
He fucked up.
But then, you got like, for instance, Coi Leroy, right? Like she sounds like Des Loaf. I don't think Des Loaf gets enough credit.
Coi Leroy,
good comparison.
Coi Leroy sounds like Dej Loaf mixed with Playboy Cardi. Like it's like
right.
I see elements, but no, another person who I think sounds like Dej Loaf, A Boogie with the hoodie. Like his whole style, like when we first found out about him, it was seemed very inspired by him, or by her, I should say.
Yeah. Another one is P&B Rock. I feel like there's some, like I've heard T Grizzly sound like P&B Rock.
He messed himself up though when he beefed with Drake though.
Oh, I didn't even know he beefed with Drake.
Wait, I didn't even hear about that. What happened?
They were beefing for a second. I don't know if it was over some female. Drake, if you got a girl, you better keep a girl on lock. If you get around Drake.
What?
Oh yeah, Heartbreak Drake. Can
you call your uncle? Can we go meet Drake? Hell no.
The hell? Drake.
Meet Drake. We're not doing that, man. Not Drake. He's not the one.
He's not the one. I don't know. He slept with that girl was about to get engaged or married.
I heard about that.
Yo, if some of these stories are true, if some of these stories that I be hearing are true, it's like, bro, this dude is a savage.
Dude, Drake is really a savage.
He is a savage, my G.
He is a quiet savage.
My God,
he's a quiet savage. I mean, I think he's a savage because he knows he can be like, he's like, yo, I got more money than you. I'm just gonna be a savage just because, and then write about it. I mean, it's like I'd rather you write and say like a girl I was messing with was a slut. Like, go ahead, she's a slut. I'm like, okay, cool.
No, he be
saying stuff like, I thought about her, while she was with you. I'm like, okay, like that's disrespectful. Say whatever the hell you want. Say like she sucks, like she doesn't look good, whatever.
Bro,
you over here talking about her number.
Yeah.
I just
y'all know this is off topic. Y'all know Drake hit Kim K. That's why Kanye and Drake beefed out.
I heard about that.
Man, that's the
alleged.
That's the allegedness.
Make her right. Nothing nice. Talking about driving down on their little house, going to hit your wife and leaving.
I heard about that.
Bro. If that's true, I don't know. I don't know nothing about none of that, man. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah,
listen.
Yo, listen. I knew Drake was a savage, and this is probably the most honorable thing Drake has done yet, but it's still savage. I knew it was out of control. Where I heard this week that Drake is now dating this one girl. She's like a 40-year-old chick who like has a son who's like a AAU plays with LeBron's son.
He took her to the baseball field.
But he just bought her son a chain. That's like the story. I'm like, bro, what? Like, yo, if I'm the son, who by the way is supposedly he gonna get drafted. Like, if he actually keeps the trajectory, like he's one of them type of players. I feel some type of way, man. Like, don't buy me no fucking chain. Like, while you smashing my mom. Like, stop it.
Listen.
You're doing. You gotta chill. Though? Say it again.
And you gonna be mad your mama smashing Drake though.
So I would say if I'm him, put myself in the mind. I could see how like I wouldn't be insulted. If anything, it's a compliment, right? Bro, don't be buying me no chain, man. Like I think you're just trying to buy me. Like, why are you doing that to me?
Hey,
That's where I draw the line, my G. Like
I don't listen. I don't indulge in Drake rumors.
I don't
Drake
either.
said, ever since he
just hear
dropped,
about it.
hey, listen, ever since he dropped, I'm upset. I said, I'm not messing with this guy no more. He said something. All I do is call the people. I'm upset. 100,000 on my. I was like, yo, this guy is gangster. I ain't no more.
Yo, but to bring it back though, like to what we're talking about, like there's a ton of people. P&B Rock is definitely one. Like I remember I heard a song that was on ADHD by Joyner Lucas, and I said, man, I was listening. I'm like, bro, like why does Joyner Lucas sound like P&B Rock? Like, this is the most random person you could possibly be inspired by. I wouldn't think that would be the case, but he definitely sounded like him. That's
one person I can't stand. Joyner Lucas dissed he dissed Juice WRLD, I want to say.
Oh yeah, what'd he say?
Did he?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but he said something like kids looking up to a drug head or a crackhead, some shit like that. But you got a song and you I don't know what song it is, but it was very Juice WRLD-ish because Joyner Lucas known for stealing flows.
Bro, people be stealing flows more than we think, man. That shit happens so often. That's why like it's about doing it tastefully. If you go too crazy with it, I gotta call you out. Like, gotta call you out.
Hard though as an artist. Like for example, my producer sent me a beat, Travis Scott type beat, XXX Tentacion type beat. Like what? It's hard when even the producers.
That's a great point.
That's true.
That's a great point.
That's true.
Like
it's a great point,
bro.
Who am I gonna think about when I'm writing a song?
The type beat,
that's a great point.
Beat wave
is ridiculous.
Is probably why all these people be sounding the same.
Back in the day, they didn't have that.
That's a great.
I like that. I like that
point. Angle. It's a great. I never thought about it that way.
Think about it. You get these type beats. Like all my producers are kids from YouTube. Who I like this beat. I'm gonna take it down. It's yours, Vince. I'm getting a Juice WRLD type beat, sad type beat, happy type beat, emo type beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like you damn near telling me what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, but hold on, but see, I would say though, while I'm agreeing with you in every way, like I think that's the reason why people be sounding the same. Like that actually proves the power of the producer. The producer is the one that's really steering the sound of the day and age, right? Like if they were to do something different, which is why I think they need to be more creative, right? Like, and I know you're trying to make money, like as a producer. Like I can understand if I made beats and like somebody came to me trying to sound like Drake and I made those type of beats. Well, guess what? I'm gonna milk that. Like I'm gonna keep making them beats because this is what y'all want. But like, I just feel like that's why I gotta salute the producers like Hit Boy, who have like all types of just sounds and different genres. Like he's made songs with Beyonce. He's done. You see what he's doing with Nas these days. Like I gotta salute people who are versatile from a production standpoint, man. Those people are they're definitely set themselves apart.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it too easy to emulate people? Like, you can emulate Travis Scott, okay, but has anybody successfully emulated Kid Cudi? His style is just so crazy.
Travis Scott. He's definitely
but he's not. I mean, I look at it, but I'm like, there's nowhere. I don't see it.
Wait, hold on. But when you say style,
I don't see it.
What do you mean?
Like
his rapping, production?
I'm talking about like his rapping style, his singing. Like I feel like Kid Cudi is one of those artists that like people try to emulate, but you just can't sound like him. Like even I don't see the similarities between Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. Like I mean, I see him trying to sound like Kid Cudi, but I don't think he like actually sounds like Kid Cudi at all.
I think early Travis, like so. Even pre-rodeo, like basically rodeo. Nah, he definitely has
like
elements.
Nobody has made Day and Night. Who has made Day and Night like a song like that ever? And Day and Night was huge.
We could have Travis Scott go karaoke Day and Night. I bet you he sounds just like Kid Cudi. I bet you.
He probably would.
But okay, all right. So then let's say, I mean, it's hard though. Let's say 15 people try to sound like Kid Cudi. Maybe like 2 of them will successfully be able to do it. But like 15, 16 people try to sound like, I don't know, like Uzi, a lot of people would sound like him. I'm not saying Uzi has a little more flair with it, but like people, it's kind of easier to sound like him. And it's not a knock on anybody. I just think that it's like, you know, these days, and same thing with rappers too. Like, I think it's easy to sound like a guy like, let's say, Nas, right? Nas is good. Don't get me wrong. It's Nas's wisdom that makes him so like good. But like several people in the past sounded like Nas. Like The Game said he sounds like Nas. He said it himself.
Bro, The Game is sound like everybody.
Yeah,
he sound like everybody.
That's true.
He's enough.
Like,
The Game.
I feel like Nas's style is emulatable. Very emulatable.
The Game might be Tory Lanez before Tory Lanez. Like how they used to accuse, Tory. Like right now, Tory Lanez is what they say is, man, he sounds like everybody. That's what The Game was doing. He didn't apologize at all. He didn't care. He didn't care. One song he was like,
one joint he sounded like
sounded like Biggie. Yeah, it's crazy.
I was like, he sounded like Gucci. So, okay, so just to kind of go to the next topic, I'm gonna say this. How many people does Tory Lanez sound like? so like name them out. Like, okay, I'll start. He sounds like Travis Scott from time to time.
Yeah. That's one. Meek Mill.
Wow.
Meek Mill.
He sounds like Meek more often than I think most, honestly.
He sounds
when
like
he starts
remember
rapping.
he started sounding like Fetty Wap at one point.
Bro, somebody said, I saw this in the comments, and I saw this a bunch of times. They said, yo, he's starting to sound like ESTG. And I'm like,
I saw that, and I was
like, fam, ESTG is a new art. You mean to tell me Tory's stealing off that nigga too? Like, damn.
Hey, you know, a lot of artists do that though.
Drake been doing it.
Drake,
that's
Soulja
how Drake.
Boy, look at Soulja Boy.
That's bro. Yeah. Yep.
A lot
he said he stole my flow.
Ain't giving him his credit.
He said he stole my flow. Same thing.
Did y'all watch the versus battle when Bow Wow?
Yeah.
Did you remember when Bow Wow said, "I got a song with the greatest girl artist on the world, Beyonce"? That nigga Soulja Boy said, "Hold on, hopped up out the bed. That's me, nigga." He ain't lying though. I feel like Beyonce didn't even give him no credit.
So wait. So Beyonce can't say.
Out the bed. Come on now.
I'm gonna say Beyonce. She can't say hopped out the bed without stealing. Like I don't.
That's going too far. Listen, Soulja Boy was the first rapper to do a lot of things, but you know, maybe he was the first rapper to ever steal a flow. Because he seems to be the first rapper to do everything at this point.
Hey, Soulja Boy is the first rapper to do every single thing possible. First rapper to.
He got a video game that he went and bought off of AliExpress, put a sticker on it and selling it.
Yeah.
Soulja game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yo, listen, listen, but I don't knock him though. I knock the people buying that shit.
Yeah.
Bro, if you bought a quote unquote console that looked like a damn cardboard box with a label on it that they claiming is a video game console, and you gave your money up for that, I'm not mad at the person selling it. You look stupid. Why are you buying that? Why?
So is a game. It can only play like 4 games.
Soulja Boy not on one of the games.
Let me see. I would ask before I buy it. Hey, Soulja, are you playing it? Well, how come all I see is PlayStation 4?
Soulja is on Twitch for the Xbox One.
He don't care.
You would think you'll be on Twitch promoting your own game.
Exactly.
I love Soulja Boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Soulja Boy, Soulja Boy has.
I rock with Soulja Boy.
He is probably the person that extended his career. He it's house money. Everything Soulja Boy doing right now is house money. Like he's already been as more successful than I think he ever would have been. Now everything else he's doing is house money from here. But
I will say though, I must. I don't even know how we got on Soulja Boy, but I like how even though it's become a joke that he started, which is like I'm the first rapper to do that, right? I like how the origins of it came from a real place. Like he was trying to tell people, yo, like y'all need to give me my credit. What's up with y'all? Like I like that, but now it's just gotten out of hand. Like it's just gotten out of hand.
You can't do anything.
Top shirt on with a suit. It said, "I'm the first rapper to wear SpongeBob with a suit."
At this point, he's just gonna look for stuff to do. Hey, I mean, I'm the first rapper to eat a sandwich from Subway and ask for extra mayo. Like he's just gonna start doing some weird ass stuff like
Bro,
that.
he said the other day he was on a complex sneaker shop or whatever it was. He was like, "Yo, I'm the first rapper to wear Bape," and then like somebody astutely pointed out,
Yeah, Pharrell.
like,
Pharrell.
"Fam, like Pharrell been wearing Bape," but then he was like, "Yeah, but Pharrell's a producer."
I
You
guess.
sound just like him.
Oh,
You sound just like him.
I guess. Duh, hey, oh, that's true.
He's
That's
like,
true.
"But Pharrell's a producer though." The
That's
dude was
true.
like, "Damn, you got a good point. Maybe you were the first rapper." Oh man. Man,
All right, let's
man.
pivot to the
Yo,
next topic.
we're so off topic this episode, man. I feel like we're just having good conversation with you,
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we're on the last topic at this point, Q, right? What
Yeah.
would you
Yes,
say?
sir. Yes, sir. Last topic.
So is hip hop becoming less of a young man's genre? The reason I asked that question, I know the obvious answer is what it's going to be, but with the influx of people like Nas, who's at this stage, he's considered a legacy act, right? That's what you would consider Nas a legacy act, right? We see him putting out albums with Hit Boy and is shaking up, I would say, the culture. Now, I get it. The culture is kind of divided. There's the young crowd, there's the middle-aged crowd, then there's the old heads. But in terms of the quality of music that Nas is putting out, I could argue it's, in terms of hip-hop, it's the most important one that's dropped thus far this year. Like, it's making noise. And then you see Dipset doing a verses with the Locks. Like, I'm just looking at the coverage of what is being talked about these days when it comes to hip hop, and I'm seeing a lot of old heads. And I'm trying to figure out, like, is that because hip hop is maturing, in a way where, like, now the old heads are starting to get some love? Because
that's a problem.
If we being real, hip hop is the only genre where being old is not appreciated. You can go to every other genre. R&B. You just talked about Led Zeppelin, Marilyn Manson, and Ozzy Osbourne. Bro, they're like 60, 70.
They're old as
and they
fuck.
still doing shows, and the people still respect them. Like, hip-hop is the only one where, like, as soon as you get old, nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah, I would say, but it's like, it goes back to what we talked about earlier. What is hip-hop?
Mm-hmm.
Because we
answer the question then. What is it? What would you say?
I say hip hop is damn near every music genre put together. They said Old Town Road was a hip hop song.
Yeah, they were arguing about that.
Well, that's what they were arguing, right? That's what the country people were arguing. They're like, don't bring that hip hop shit to the country lane. Get that hip hoppity out of here. That's what they were saying.
He didn't win any country awards.
He wasn't even nominated. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't even nominated.
Throw it into the hip hop.
And I believe, what is it? What's it called? Old Town Road. It's literally like country term type, and he's speaking in country slang. It's just the beat. I think it's the only thing you can argue is hip hop about the song. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, that's one thing that, me and Uch, like, we used to go to clubs all the time, right? And we've seen every single type of club. We've seen every single type of bar. Like, I feel like in, let's say, like, more of the, like, a bar that caters to more like white crowd, you're always going to hear what song? You're always going to hear "Don't Stop Believing." You're always going to hear that. You're always going to hear "Sweet Caroline." And it's like, it doesn't matter what age you are, that song. You know what I'm saying?
You know what else you're gonna hear? DMX "Party Up."
You're gonna hear "Party Up." You know what I'm saying? But
DMX.
you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna hear some Snoop Dogg too.
But there's this love for, like, some of those old school songs. I feel like if you played Frankie Beverly and Maze at a black club, like, man, come on, man, put that Money Bag Yo on, man. I ain't trying to hear no Frankie Beverly and Maze. I just feel like, to your point, I just think that, we tend to, like, not really appreciate our community, like the hip hop community, black community. We don't tend to appreciate as much as I feel we should, the older stuff.
We don't.
But at the same time, I feel like that's a good thing and that's a bad thing because everybody gets more opportunities, right? Where like we now every generation has gotten an opportunity to shine, and so in this day and age, you got the Lil Uzi Verts of the world. A lot of the people that's running hip hop right now are 20s, 21, 22. Mm-hmm. Like that, they're the ones that are getting the party started. Like that's dope. So I mean, like I said, I actually think it's a bad thing if it's you're still relying, because I think that's what it is. We're relying on older people to make music. Like we should no longer be waiting for Nas to make an album. We're like, yes, I'm waiting for Nas. Nas is like 47. I would be excited about today's music.
I wouldn't use the word rely, even though, listen, it's all relative, man. There's gonna be people who 30 plus who want to hear from Nas, right? But like 35 really plus. Let me not even go to the people in the 40s. That's the people who really grew up on Nas. Like you go 37, 38 and up, bro, they Nas'd out. So they're in heaven right now. We're hearing the new Nas album. But I'm not suggesting that like we should rely on Nas at all. I'm saying the innovation is always going to come from the youth. We know that. But I'm saying I'm starting to see more, at least a balance start to happen. Like, and I don't think that's an issue. Like, I'm cool with that because I'm like, bro, other genres do it. Why not have Nas out here doing whatever he's doing? Why not these other artists come through who was
let me ask you
20
something.
years ago and still have the Uzis and still have the Young Bloods, still have the all the other Lils that be coming out? It's cool. Everybody can exist.
Let me ask you something. Was when we were growing up, like 2000s, 90s, was KRS-One still making albums and people caring as much? Was like Run DMC still making albums and people caring as much in 2000s? So how is it like Jay-Z's 50 and whenever Jay-Z comes out, people still gonna flock to it? So that would be equivalent to at the time when Puff Daddy was shining. That would literally be equivalent to whenever Rakim wanted to come back out. Like he'll come out and he's going to sell a bunch of records. That was not happening.
I think
maybe LL Cool J probably was pushing the needle.
So it was, and Vince, I'm definitely going to let you get in here, but I just want to say this one thing. Like, it wasn't happening, I think, for multiple reasons. Like, but I think the biggest reason wasn't happening was the genre itself was not even mature enough. Like, bro, hip hop started supposedly in the late 70s or whatever, early 80s, whatever the real number is.
Birthday was just like this week.
Well, I got somebody to hit y'all with. Hip hop is a black dominated genre.
Boom.
When hip hop first came out, black people were saying, cut that shit off. Mm-hmm. The old heads were saying, cut that shit. Hip hop's the only genre where the old heads don't support the young heads. Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah.
And then if you want to take it deeper into some slavery roots and some damage that's been done to our people, we don't even support black businesses like we're supposed to. Mm-hmm. So what makes you think that we're gonna support black artists in a black-based genre? Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Mm-hmm. That's fucked up though, right? Is it not?
Really fucked up. My demographic, little white kids. I got black kids but the little white kids are listening to me. God bless their souls.
Yeah.
But I'm a black man. I grew up a black kid.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that these young black kids are running to the toxicity, you know what I'm saying, and not running to the impactful music?
That's
a whole nother convo. Like I think that man, I think I don't know, man. That's so layered. I don't really know how to answer that question.
There's so many layers of that.
I did so many layers. I don't even know where to start with that. But like I said, but like to bring it back to the Nas thing, like I'm sorry, not Nas in particular, but like the old versus the new. You're right. Like back in the day, the people who was about Frankie Beverly and Maze and all, they like, fam, like I don't care about this damn hip hop. Turn that shit off. Turn that shit. Like I hear so many people these days talk about how parents didn't want them to hear Snoop Dogg.
Exactly.
I've heard that story. Been hearing more people say that more recently. I'm like, God damn, like was Snoop that much of a disruptor in like his content.
Yes.
And just like the way. No, I know the answer, but I'm just like, it puts it in perspective when you hear older people talk about how when they was kids, what
but you
hip-hop
see,
was doing then.
You're proving my point, right? Because what I'm saying is it should have never been like any gatekeepers. First off, there shouldn't be any gatekeepers.
Yeah.
But right now in hip hop, I feel like the gatekeepers are still the older generation. Like the Jay-Z and they're still the ones telling people what's real hip hop.
Yeah.
They're still the ones that are telling people like these are the albums you should pay for. Like that's not how it works, yo. Like it should be the I used to look at ratings a lot, right? Television ratings a lot. And in TV, they said the most important crowd that you should be getting is if you're getting that 15 to 30-year-old crowd. That is the most important rating. 15 to 30 years old, something around that. That's essentially saying you want to get your audience to be young because those are the ones that are going to make you more successful and move the needle. You are not aiming. So I'll give you examples.
It's because they're impressionable.
I'll give you an example right now, right? Sports. So there's the NFL. I'm gonna get deep with it. There's the NFL, there's the NBA, there's MLB. MLB has a problem on their hands. You know why? Because their base is like 40-year-olds, 50, 60. These people are going to eventually die off. If you don't pay attention to the teenagers, you're in 50, 40 years, you're not going to have a base.
Facts.
The NBA has a base where it's kids. So right now, like the NBA suffers, right? Because kids are no longer consuming TV as much. They're looking at it on YouTube, but NBA is set because their crowd is the youngest. So that's how hip hop is. Like, how is it like the hip hop, the older heads are the ones that are moving and telling people what is great music and they're still selling? That's a problem because you want the young crowd to be the one moving hip hop forward.
So I think we're saying two different. I feel like we're having two different convos. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not suggesting that the old people should come through and innovate. I ain't talking about who's the one creating waves. The young people are gonna always be that, and it should always be that. They come through, create the new vibes, create the new sound of the day, the new flows, the new this, the new that. I don't want to hear no young people doing no innovation. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying with the way hip hop has evolved, and we can use hip hop loosely, I'm noticing that as the genre has grown, as there's become more legacy acts, there's become more artists who have gotten older, the Jay-Z's, the Nas's, the T.I.'s, keep naming them, right? The base, bro, like Kanye is 40, 41.
And we're waiting on his album. We're waiting on his album like crazy.
But are we going to sit here and say, oh, Kanye's an old head. We don't care what he has to say. Is he still not relatively creative enough to establish a certain amount of like credibility with the shit he puts out? Has he not granted us that? Like nobody looks at Kanye and says, bro, you're too old to be putting out music. You know why? Because he's still fucking good.
But that's the problem, though.
Is it though?
It's a problem because it's like, how did you let Kanye? How is it that you're still waiting for Kanye at 41? That's equivalent to,
I think he's older than that, by the way.
It's or 42, 43, right? Like, for instance, I had this conversation with our boy Qua, right?
Yeah.
I said, and you were actually there. I said, yo, isn't it a bad thing that Tom Brady is still favored to win a Super Bowl at 43? That's really bad for your sport because how is a 43-year-old able to dominate your sport? Like, you should be
how great he is. It's either how great you are or how that means the quarterbacks in the league are watered down.
Thank you.
Tom Brady.
Oh, wait. Are they watered down or is he that good? Which one?
I think it's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay,
but you don't want that being a trend. But you don't want that being a trend, though.
Hold on. Is it a little bit of both, or is it more so leaning towards Brady being that dude? We've seen his track record. Like the man got 7. There's nobody that's even touching Brady, with the exception of maybe one or two other quarterbacks they would even compare him to.
Look at the starters.
You don't just get to that level unless you are at that dominant.
Look at the starters. Look at the starters in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is almost 40. Tom Brady's 43. Drew Brees just retired. He was playing with 42.
Yep.
Fitzpatrick is our starting quarterback for our football team. He's almost 40. So you mean to tell me there isn't a young quarterback in their prime, 25 years old? No, we're gonna go with the older guy. Like that's hip hop is in trouble if you keep having older people being the ones that are like you're excited about. Because I'm excited about Kanye. There's no young artist right now I'm as excited about than Kanye, more than Kanye. And why am I still getting excited about somebody who's been in the game for 20 years dropping an album more than a young cat that's coming up?
Because he's that good.
Is that good? But then where's the young cats that like should be
They-
moving the needle?
they
Like when Michael
exist.
Jackson,
They
when Michael
exist.
Jackson was on fire, Michael Jackson was 20s. He was the biggest artist ever when he was 20s.
Bro, what I'm saying is there's there's anomalies. Kanye is an anomaly. He's an anomaly. He's that good. It don't matter how old he is, bro. His talent wise is that good. That's exactly what I'm saying about I'm positive.
If Kanye's gonna look, Kanye can drop trash right now. He can drop 3 straight albums of trash. You're still gonna look forward to his 4th one.
Facts.
That's true. But am I gonna say his music is moving the needle? That's a whole nother discussion. I can look forward to the music, but not be like, yo, sonically, he's doing some shit that's like never being done and everybody's gonna freaking copy. Like, that's a whole different discussion.
I mean, I just feel like, listen, like I just feel like personally, I just feel like Kanye, right, is getting so much publicity. How come Moneybagg Yo's not getting publicity for what he's been able to do? Moneybagg Yo sold more records than everybody. I don't hear nothing about Moneybagg Yo. We just hear about what Kanye dropped. We just hear about what Nas dropped. We just hear about what all these, what Jadakiss got more press. Jadakiss didn't even drop a song. We're not hearing about Moneybagg Yo. We're not hearing about all these other artists. And I just feel like that's a bad thing when you just continuously have the older artists that are just getting more pub.
Oh no, man. I like the balance. I ain't gonna lie. I like the balance.
I
I like it. As long as there's a balance,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. If it starts to go like more with the old, I'm like, nah, I have a problem with that. But I see a balance. That's just what I see.
I think some of the older goats need to start handing the torch down now.
I agree.
Oh, for sure.
I agree.
1000%.
When you
I
heard
agree.
Jay-Z say, man, what Lil Uzi's doing is impactful.
I agree.
Well,
I agree.
That's what they're
That's
trying
a
to do to Lil
great
Baby.
point.
And that's what they're
That's
trying
a
to do to Lil
great
Baby
point.
right now. They're trying to hand the torch. That's what's happening.
That's a great point. Actually, Jay-Z's doing the opposite. Jay-Z's over here talking about, man, hey man, forget these kids. They're not doing it right. The hood is done. What did he say? The block is over.
The streets is done.
Streets is done. He's talking about like, yo, I rock Tom Ford. I don't pop Molly's. Like he's doing the opposite.
And then you got guys like Lil Uzi, when they don't get their credit, Lil Uzi's gonna go online and blast the OGs.
Yeah.
You ever say you old?
He did say that. He did. Yeah, he did.
I don't give a fuck about no old niggas. Y'all old.
Yo,
So what is all the young kids that listen to Lil Uzi gonna do now?
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, exactly. But you know what's funny is this is why this convo is so fucking fire to me, right? Because one day, and very soon at that, somebody's gonna be looking at Uzi like he's an old head. And then what happens then? Does Uzi is he now 30 plus and he's no longer important? My thing is, I don't agree with it. If he's still making music that is of like importance, like he's actually delivering in a creative way, he's still making waves with his music, I'm here for it. I ain't just about to be like, yo, he's of this age, so therefore he's not important.
Well, let me make it clear.
I don't look at the age per se. I look at what they're doing.
Let me make it clear.
The music has to match.
Let me make it clear.
Go ahead.
Like this has nothing to do with the artist. This has nothing to do with the rappers. I applaud Kanye for extending his career. I applaud Nas. It has to do with the consumer. Like we got to be more open to younger artists as a consumer. Like I feel like old heads just say, "Oh, I hear Lil Uzi Vert. I'm turning that trash off. I might just listen to my old Ice Cube."
Sure.
You know,
That's exactly what happened.
we're just not as open.
Little who?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like J. Cole made a song. What was it? 1985, right? He's kind of like saying, "I understand where the young people are coming
He didn't
from."
have to blast what's the name like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Lil Pump.
Lil Pump couldn't even defend himself.
Yeah, that was
J. Cole have to do that, man.
He was doing a
Then
lot.
sit down and school him. That's bad.
You know what I'm saying?
School him.
It's a bad relationship.
You thought that was too much that he schooled him?
Dude, after you can't even rap. That's like me beating up a dude who can't fight.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
That's like me beating up a dude with no arms. I'm about to knock you out.
That's true. That's true.
What bars Lil Pump go give to compete with J. Cole? Gucci Gang?
Hey.
Let's get it.
Right.
That is true.
You're right. You're right.
Let's get it. Yeah, no,
You're right, man.
But it's an interesting combo. I mean, I think, I mean, like I said, I mean, from a business standpoint, you know, we both got MBAs, me and Uch. And from a business standpoint, I'm just like, that's bad for business is if, you know, you're not paying attention to the youth. The youth is, you got to acknowledge this TikTok trend. You got to acknowledge the what the youth is doing.
The youth will forever innovate.
They
will
move
forever
the
be
needle.
leading the charge. Like whatever's new about to happen will happen from the youth. Period.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what industry. It don't matter the industry. Look at technology. The young people coming up with the new trends, the new apps, the new this, the new infrastructure. Like it's not the old people. They trying to get y'all out of here.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, man. Yo, this has been really fun, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked like what we had like almost 2 hours. Like we talked for damn near the same amount of time before we start recording. Vince, you a cool dude, man. For real.
man.
Super
Man. We got to
super cool.
think in person.
Oh, 1000%.
yeah.
Where you where you be moving around at these days, man? You be
Man, I'm
moving
just
around or you
right
one place?
now. Oh gosh, I almost broke my plaque. That's a good thumbnail right there. But I'm in Brighton right now. I'm about to relocate to Farmington Hills, man. It's to the KKK out here, man.
Oh shoot. Oh damn. They got the
So I'm like 10
KKK.
minutes out.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Yeah, the KKK.
That's tough. You know, in the Midwest, they don't play, man.
Yeah.
The Midwest, they don't play.
I don't know. Listen, if you checking out any Detroit Pistons game this year, shit, we might have to pull up for a game or
Yeah,
something.
come on, you gotta pull up for the halftime show. I got tickets for y'all.
Oh, word? Hey. Oh, you trying to go to Detroit?
I'm game. Hey, when is it?
Give me 2 weeks of where they give me the date because I'm trying to get them to give me this Lakers game, but they really not trying to give it to me because I'm not that big yet. But I want that. I got to see Melo in the yellow.
Hey, listen, we got to. I'll go to whatever team. Hey, that's true, Melo in the yellow.
Bro,
I'll go to whatever team.
Bro, they could be playing the
You could be
Bobcats.
playing the.
Sorry, my bad. The Hornets.
The Hornets.
My bad. The Hornets.
I'll go. Melo. The Melo. I'll go.
Dude, I'll
Hey,
go
there's.
Melo.
Bro, I
Yeah.
don't care what team. Man, they can play the Washington Calgary. Yeah, I just made that name up. They could play a G League team. I really don't care, bro. Like if you doing a performance at a stadium or an arena where there's like actual people, that's gonna be dope. Yeah, hell, that's gonna be a good look for you, man.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah, for sure. And be like, yo, shout out to ill-advised wise guys. They're gonna be like, yo,
My
hey,
God.
Yes, sir.
But all right,
Yo,
cool.
Yo, Vince, let them know where the people can find you on social and whatnot.
Man, you can find me at Vince Heartbreak on everything: Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Music, Snapchat, OnlyFans. I got my OnlyFans. Don't worry, I'm not on there fucking. I'm teaching people some sauce. But that's where you can find me at. And make sure you go stream Vince Who.
Dope.
Yes,
Dope,
sir.
dope,
Check that Vince Who out, man. Check that out. It's fire.
Most definitely. Q, you got any announcements? You want to say something before we get up out of here? Are you cool?
Check me out on Twitter. What is it? QDeezy for Sheezy. Check me out on Instagram. Check out Ratings Game Music, obviously. And that's it.
Yes, sir.
My heartburn's gone down. So, like, I'm good.
Same thing, man. Yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's really the ones that I'm pushing. UCHAYVA. That's my personal Twitter. And shout out to the people that have been rocking with me doing album review threads. Like I'm getting some good feedback, so I rock with y'all. Like if y'all want that, let me know. I'll keep doing it. If not, I'll stop. Cause I got one comment from this one dude. Like, yo, this dude said, I was laughing my ass off. He said, yo, who are you to even review an album? I said, bro, like,
what?
I actually would laugh.
That's
like,
stupid.
I was like, wait, what? Like, who says that? So anyway, we had an interesting exchange. You know what I'm saying? It ended up with him not having listened to the album, period. But yeah, having an opinion on my opinion, which was weird as fuck. But listen, man. Yeah, what's up?
Wow.
Welcome to the internet.
I know.
There you go. There you go. But anyway, y'all can follow me anyway, man. Follow the show as well. Our Twitter is still banned, unfortunately. We still trying to recover that.
Hey,
ban.
free the wise
God
guys,
damn.
man.
Free the wise guy.
Hey, we removed that naked picture of me, man. Like it's gone. Like free us.
Yo, shut the fuck up, man. Yo, listen, we're not promoting that shit. Trust me.
Hey, man.
Our interns would have got that shit up out of here if they saw a goddamn penis pic posted on our Twitter, bro.
The nudes are gone. They're gone. So give us back our account.
Yeah, man. As always, though, if you're giving advice, make sure it is ill.
Yes, sir.